Good morning, Long Beach. Good morning. Okay, so I am I'm on this is day 13. Don't judge my little side ponytail, y'all. I was struggling to even get myself going. And I got a cup of coffee in one hand. So I'm going to try to do this with a cup of coffee this morning. All right, so this is day 13 of Walking the West Side, talking about the Westside Promise. Westside Promise is a lie to community. It's not even a broken promise. It is a promise to developers. Today I am, oh great, I stepped on something, stuck on the bottom of my shoe. If you can barely hear me, that is because I am on PCH in Santa Fe. This is where I walked the first day. So, I needed something a little bit closer to home. I actually live closer to this area, the Lower West Side. And so I thought I would continue having my conversation on the Lower West Side. So I have just crossed, PCH, had a whole conversation about that, about walkability and safety, walking, crossing PCH and how dangerous it is. It's not quite 7 o'clock in the morning yet, so it's not that bad, but the traffic is already flowing. So I do have a destination today. So I just crossed over PCH. I'm about to walk into what is considered the industrial area. Although a lot of folks think the whole west side is all industrial, according to that video that was put out by the city of Long Beach. This, back in the day, was Jack in a Box. See, it still has the same box structure. It's a taco joint now. I ate there once, like a couple years ago, and it didn't sit too well with me. So I'm walking east or north on PCH. I'll just have to I can't do too much of the flipping the camera because I got coffee in my hand. I'm walking past a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yes. Walking past a motel. Someone on a bike. Actually, I'm gonna flip the camera. Hold on. I want people to see what I'm walking into or towards. So I have already, wow. Look at this. Okay, I'm only gonna go so far. Look at this. Y'all see this? It is. I ain't gonna go down there because it looks like it got body bags. Like for real. Let me flip this back around. I done scared myself. All right, still walking. Here's another hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. This area used to all be naval housing. So let me go ahead and flip again. I know y'all want to look at me. All these huge buildings over here. I don't even know what's in these buildings. But this property used to be naval housing. So I should look into what these properties are, because this property, according to the law, when the naval housing left, should have been utilized for certain reasons anyway. And several of these buildings, actually, oh my God, y'all, I live over here, and I just need to be honest with y'all. I've not paid attention that these are really fairly new developments, because this wasn't even like this too many years ago. Okay, back in the day, can you guess what that was, boys and girls? It was the Wiener Schnitzel. So where am I heading right now? So, like I said, couldn't be too far away from home, y'all. I'm trying to flip the camera. That's why you can't walk with coffee in your hand. Hold on, I got someone behind me. All right, there we go. That's why walking with coffee in my hand is not that great of an idea. Okay, so I'm still on PCH. Got a visitor. Oh, hold on. Oh. All right, so I'm still on PCH, motel. So I gotta visitor. I don't know if you can see that has been following me for a bit. All right, he slowed down, but he was actually right with me. So let me tell y'all, this coffee hot. Hot coffee can be a weapon, baby. All right, so I am at Hayes Street. So the reason why I'm at Hayes Street and why am I walking this way and why do I got y'all on camera? So I'm at Hayes Street. Again, I got to flip the camera again. Okay, walking with coffee was not that smart, but I'm enjoying my coffee in a minute. What I need to do is switch this to my other hand. Hayes and PCH. So guy on a bike is kind of like lingering behind me. Let me tell you, this will become a weapon, and this hot coffee will become a weapon. So I'm walking down the middle of the street. I'm going to, actually, hold on. I'm going to extend this out. So to my left, I'm walking up on an RV. I'm actually walking down the middle of the street. So I'm being very intentional in this right now. I want to show y'all something. So again, the conversation has been about the Westside Promise. I really wanted to walk this area with somebody else. I didn't want to do this on my own, but hey, gotta do what I gotta do. So as I walk past, you're gonna see the RVs to both my left and my right. I am walking in the middle of the street, and I'm being very intentional on that sidewalk. I'm look a little shady. So RVs to my left, to my right. Turn this way. There's a whole encampment. My Westside Promise, y'all, I'm finding it on Hayes Street, my Westside Promise. I'm walking up on another RV. So one of the reasons I came over here, one thing that is on the accomplishment list of the city of Long Beach for the Westside Promise is the opening of a youth homeless shelter that has 12 beds. It's called the Youth Navigation Center. And I wanted you all to walk with me to see what it requires to get to it. So if you're a young person and you don't have a car, you don't have transportation, and you have to walk the route that I just walked. So I am now here. So first of all, I think that anything that is being done to ensure that our young people are properly housed, I am in support of it. Anything that gets homeless people off the street, I am in support of it. It's funny, security is peeping me out right now. So they got security over here, so that's a good thing. I am in support of it. But the thing that I find very challenging, like if you want more information about what this is, go to Google, type in City of Long Beach Youth Navigation Center on 17th Street, on Hayes and 17th. And again, the reason I walked over here is because I wanted people to see that little walk. But also, it is listed as one of the accomplishments the city has achieved for the Westside Promise. Now, again, we need the appropriate housing for our young people, our seniors, our veterans, for anybody that's living on the street. We need resources for them. Yet I'm trying to figure out, how is this Youth Navigation Center an accomplishment for the Westside Promise? Westsiders didn't ask for another transitional housing facility. That wasn't anything that we asked for. And this is an accomplishment, for the city, and it should be celebrated. But how is it part of my Westside Promise? How is it making the quality of my life better? I don't know whose house here, but I could bet you they're not youth that like were roaming around the West Side or came from the West Side. So again, when I talk about the Westside Promise is a lie, and it is fabricated. It has things on it that are not even true accomplishments for our community and our well-being. So if you just walked with me, you saw the walk that I had to make in order to get here. So if you're a young person, I don't know how young people are facilitated to this location, but if you're a young person and you're seeking out information, you have to do what I just did. A guy followed me on a bike for like a block. And like I said, I'm thinking, this hot coffee I got in my hand gonna become a weapon, and then I'm gonna pepper spray him to death. So again, I'm gonna walk back. I'm gonna keep y'all on camera, one, because like I said, just kind of coming down. A car followed me, and it's funny, security is peeping me out. Good morning.
Good morning.
She peeped me out. That's good though. I'm glad that there is some security here. But I'm gonna flip the camera. I want you all to see. So this, and actually this is a pretty well kept street at this point, right? And this is not normal. So I'm gonna drop the camera. I don't want to get security in it. Use navigation center. Big rigs. So the guy who was following me is over there on the other side of the street. I don't know. He's peeping me. He about to catch a face full of pepper spray. So as you see, when I walk down, there is an RV to the right. There's an RV to my left. There's an RV. So again, homelessness without a doubt is an issue that needs to be dealt with. But how is it associated to the promise that has been made and commitment that has been made to the people of the West Side? Many West Siders probably don't even venture over here. I damn sure very few people walk. And you know what? Actually, let's see, what time is it? I am going to, actually, no, let me go back up. I'm going to go back up. I was going to show you guys one more jewel over here, but the fact that this one guy was kind of following me, I'm not going to do that. And then there's a whole bunch of guys in front of this encampment, this RV over here. So again, I'm walking in the street intentional. This hot coffee in my hand will become a weapon. Did you know that when you put creamer in coffee, it keeps your coffee hot longer? Did you know that? Just a small fact. So I'm getting back on the sidewalk. Watching my back. Yeah, it was a little creepy for a minute with the guy following me on a bike. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to ask me something. So again, I'm at Hayes and PCH. So there is a bus line, of course. The 171 just drove by. I'm not getting on the bus today, y'all. I just want you to know, hopping on the bus yesterday was actually the best decision that I made. I walked almost 2 miles away from home, and my phone was dying. And I was like struggling, like, oh God, how am I going to get back home? And thank God the Long Beach Transit was there, and I had enough money in my pocket. So again, I'm walking on PCH. And part of this morning's exercise was to show you this youth navigator that was opened by the city, that the city has listed as an accomplishment for the Westside Promise. And I'm asking, how is that a promise for the West Side? How is that supporting the quality of life of the West Siders who live here? Most people don't even know that it's there. I don't know what the criteria is for any young people to be there. It only has 12 beds. I suggest you look it up. I was on the right street. So actually, I am going to show you guys one more thing. Did you know that there is a Japanese cultural center here? Did you know that? This center has been here for decades. And I'm walking up on it now. Let me flip my camera. Hold on. Maybe walking with coffee wasn't that smart. So this is, what street am I on? Seabright. So this is Seabright. So this is a jewel on the West Side. The Long Beach Japanese Cultural Center. Now, if you have never been to one of their celebrations, you are missing out. So, something interesting about this, Long Beach has a very, I can't think of the word. They have a sad yet vibrant history in the city of Long Beach. That is something that one day I do want to talk about, the Japanese culture or history in Long Beach. I actually am the owner, I don't want to say owner, the possessor of some Japanese historical artifacts here in Long Beach. And I just have not had an opportunity to tell that story, but I have spent quite a few summers coming up here and celebrating the Japanese Cultural Center. My G-Pop, his dad, was one of the original members of this cultural center. And he shared with me that they used to walk the neighborhoods and ask for donations in order for this to be built. So this was built by community. This was financed by community. It's still supported by a community, a Japanese community who are not even residents of Long Beach anymore, but continue to support their cultural centers. That's why when there was these conversations about cultural centers in our city, the African American Cultural Center and the Latino Cultural Center, and they were seeking out funding from the city of Long Beach, honestly, I question its life, how it's going to live, how it's going to thrive. Because if it's not paid for and bought and the energy is not put into by the community itself, it's not going to thrive. And like I said, if they have regular programming here, they have, I believe, weekend drumming. If you go to Facebook and you just put in Long Beach Japanese Cultural Center, you will find information, and you'll even find some history about the cultural center. I always think that is one of the most, it's a jewel in the community. It's a jewel. People don't know that it's there. They don't know the history. Again, like I said, I have some Japanese cultural artifacts of Long Beach that one day I need to tell the story about and why I have them. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, now I am on my way back up PCH. I'm going to bring this to an end. Back up, heading southbound on PCH again. Again, the purpose of my walk this morning was to ask the question about the Youth Navigation Center and why is it listed as accomplishment on the Westside Promise. Again, this is day 13 of having the conversation. The Westside Promise is a lie to community. It's not even a broken promise, but it's a promise to developers. You have to pay attention to my other presentations. I've been posting regular posts that show resources associated with the Westside Promise. I will be doing a more thorough presentation or Facebook Live breaking down the documentation that has been put out to the city of Long Beach. And this is not in any way to deter people from engaging. This is to tell people why we need to be engaged, because if we're not engaged, somebody's going to tell us what's good for us. And somebody's going to shove the food in your mouth that you don't like and say, tell me it's good, tell me it's good. Because basically, that's what is happening. I mean, they're like, eat the cake, Annie Mae, eat the cake. Seriously, that's what the city of Long Beach is doing to us right now. They're shoving the cake in our mouth and they're screaming, eat the cake, Annie Mae. We gotta stop being Annie Mae, y'all. Okay, we have to choose, how many layers do we want and what flavor and what's the filling. Otherwise, we just get a whole bunch of performance acts. And right now, the city of Long Beach is very performative. And I'm personally offended that my neighborhood is being used as a stage. We are not a prop. We are not a widget. Real people live here, real lives. We have real issues, and some of us are paying attention. So anyway, folks, y'all have a fabulous day. I done walked this whole way. I haven't even had a sip of my coffee yet. But this morning was a little bit of a slow stroll. But I'm going to get my rear end back across this busy street. Again, like I was saying before, this is where I began the walk, talking about, how easy or not easy it is, safe to cross PCH. Anyway, catch y'all tomorrow. Inshallah, God willing. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.